Cornwall has over 300 beautiful beaches, and 7 of those fly the blue flag, which is an indicator of excellent water quality and environmental standards, such as Porthmeor, Widemouth Bay, and this one, Travone Bay on the north coast, which is very popular, especially in the summertime, with surfers and sunbathers alike. However, nowhere is safe from plastic pollution, which is a large yet still ever-growing trend worldwide.
I'm going to be trying to find out for myself about the scale of this problem and the ways in which plastic pollution affects Britain's beaches and marine life. What is it that we need to do to curb this growing issue? Cornwall-based environmental charity Surfers Against Sewage states on its website that plastic pollution can be found on every beach in the world, from busy tourist beaches to uninhabited tropical islands. In 2016, we produced over 320 million tonnes of plastic, a figure which is set to double by 2034, and every day about 8 million pieces of plastic make their way into the world's oceans. Approximately 5,000 items of plastic pollution have been found per mile of beach in the UK, and with only 7 of Cornwall's hundreds of beaches boasting a blue flag, it suggests that the vast majority do not meet the high standards set for cleanliness and pollution.
Another environmental movement, called the 2-Minute Beach Clean, is looking to use social media in order to boost its following and do its bit to save the planet. Established in 2014 by the Beach Clean Network, its website states that they are a growing family of beach lovers looking to rid the world's beaches of marine litter and plastic pollution 2 minutes at a time.
I wanted to meet one of its co-founders, Martin Dorey, to learn about the movement that has had over 250,000 interactions on Instagram alone since its inception.
2-Minute Beach Clean movement it really started in 2009, but actually it didn't kick off until 2013. We had a really big storm here in Bude, and the beach was wrecked, and I decided I wanted to try and do something about it. So started picking up litter and started using a hashtag to take pictures of my litter picking on the beach, with the idea that maybe we can do just a little bit at a time, and if you use a hashtag, then hopefully other people will use the hashtag. And so it just sort of started from there, really.
The campaign has also seen beach clean stations installed across the country, like this one at Crooklets in Bude, with the hope of encouraging more people to do their bit in keeping Britain's coastline clean.
We started off with 8, and we've got now over 800 of them around the country. And from the profits of that, we've used that to start creating a movement. And we have just become a charity, so we're hoping that we'll be surviving off donations to the charity. Marine pollution is a massive problem. It's one of those things that you kind of think it's just a bottle on the beach, but when you start to look into it, each and every one of that bottle of the bottles on the beach could break down into like 1,000 tiny pieces of plastic, and then that could end up being eaten by fish, which can kill fish, but also can end up in the food chain. So there's toxins in the plastic. It doesn't biodegrade, so it's toxic to the environment.
After my chat with Martin, I was intrigued to find out just how much plastic lies on Cornwall's beaches, so I headed down myself to see what I could find.
So I'm on Harlyn Bay at the moment in North Cornwall, very popular beach among dog walkers, as you can see, and we've been just sort of walking around on the shoreline, picking up any bits of rubbish we can see, and just look at the amount of rubbish that we found. We've only been here about 10 minutes, and already there's so much rubbish of so much different types as well. We've got some foil packets for some dog food. We've got fishing line from where fishermen sort of just cut their line and leave it in the sand to get buried. And then there's animals that can be trapped in there. We've got wet wipes and things that people flush down the toilet without thinking that they'll actually end up on a beach like this. We've got loads of little sharp bits of plastic like that could pose a sort of injury risk to a small animal. We've just got loads, cigarette butts, bits of paper. It's just such a shame. I was actually so surprised at the amount that we've managed to pick up in the short space of time that we've been here. It's just a little bit scary. It really does show that plastic pollution especially is becoming a really big problem, especially in Cornwall. It is clear that marine plastic pollution remains a massive issue in our oceans and beaches, and we all need to be a bit more mindful of ourselves, disposing of our rubbish appropriately, and keeping in mind the negative effects that it can have on our marine life and ecosystems.